Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for having me. It's absolutely an honor for me to be among all of you, right, all the budding professionals out there. And I would like to thank Professor Anand Bala and Madam, right, for making me come here and talk to you. Now, I did plan out something, but I have come to know incidentally that I stand in between of your lunchtime, and the wall which stands right in front of you, right before your lunch starts. So I like to keep it short, and I like to try and talk something about my experience. Uh, I see good number of people. I would like it to be more interactive because that's what I would prefer. Because I'll share simply my journey, what I have done right now, what I have been doing, and I think some of you would be able to correlate. So it's going to be more an interaction things that I would like to do. Uh, I was chatting with your friends and seniors, in fact, some of your seniors, and I came to know that the boarding school. I mean, I studied, first of all, probably just a small, brief background about myself. I started, I went out of my parents pushed me out of their home almost in class six. Maybe I must have been very naughty. So they pushed me in class six out, was in a boarding school in Gwalior. Uh, and at that point of time, it was very disciplined life, like what you told me. So when your senior, when he was basically enumerating, right, I could instantly catch up that okay, there is a kind of common thing which happened. So so all those things which happened when I was in school actually instilled the great amount of discipline, right? And I kind of still learn, and the peer bonding which I had, the friends which we made during that time when I was in the boarding school, is something which I carry over in my professional journey even today. I mean, I might have not met people for years, but if I, let's say, travel to a place out of India, or even the cities like, other places, I call them up and instantly, connect with them. So the point I'm trying to make is this journey which you guys are about to start is a important or maybe a important opportunity or a very good opportunity for you to connect with each other in your boarding or in the hostel life. Some of you may not be living in the hostel, but yeah, you'll definitely get a chance to according to talk. So so that's one thing which I could instantly relate. Second, after I finished my college, my schooling, I went to Indore for my engineering. Again, same thing. Some of you have stayed in the hostel. I stayed in hostel for a year and then obviously moved out, but I instantly created a bonding with the people who were along with me. So one thing over a period of time which will come across is this communication and bonding amongst yourself. That's one thing which you should do. I mean, uh, this period is going to be a little bit challenging, and it's good that they making you challenging things challenging for you. When I say challenging, but you should still continue to enjoy yourself. You should enjoy your whatever you are doing. If you will do with some enjoyment, that will make things go faster for you. Your camaraderie will come along, not only for you, but during this period when you're enjoying and making sure that your friends and you all are together working, you would you would this will be carried over to you in your corporate life as well. You will start interacting with the people whom you do not know, make friends with them, and then work along with together. So there were things which I will briefly touch upon. Something some most of you folks would have already probably heard and listened to, but let's see whether you are able to correlate these. So okay, maybe something which we stand for, the get the future want. So you heard about Capgemini, right? You heard about, you already know about the last line, the line which is standing in the middle, right? Discipline, dedication, determination, right? So something which you guys are going to have for next 2 years, absolutely. And I'm sure the enjoyment is going to be immense with your discipline. And once you come out, you will be a different product altogether. That's the thing. Now, during this journey, what you guys will be doing, I would also be okay. I think yeah. So we'll be also closely working along with you. So I'll talk about that point as well very, very soon. Now, okay, brief you already had. What I was planning to connect was this, right? But I think I'll cut short on some of these topics. We'll try to finish it around probably. Oh, it's almost lunchtime, so maybe another 15-20 minutes. I'll try to see. We'll talk about something which you can carry over, something which can add value to you at the end of the journey, right? End of the session. So we spoke. Now, have I'm sure from morning or yesterday, have you already heard about these topics? Say yes or no, something. Okay, so something which is repetitive, right, for you, that you all have to start working, or not start working. Probably, this is some basic, absolutely common, basic things which are going to come across your life, and which will seem very very small to you. But from IT point of view, I'll just probably touch upon 2-3 things very importantly. I'll not talk about all those 10 habits, and probably people would have talked about what management is all about, what leadership is all about. Management is obviously trying to do, things right, but leadership is all about doing the right things right in the first route itself, right? Right things in one go. So human skills, right? I touched upon that about human skills point recently, and this is something which is a very undermined thing, something which we are doing day in day out, something which nobody's teaching us. It just come by default, right? While you're interacting, even making friends is that skill. But the thing that you should start doing is, some of you would have gone out or must have come out of your, probably left your home first time. Some of you might have traveled to a different location first time. This may be obviously time when you're moving to college. Some of you would have, going through the procedure, as a typical procedure that we finished our 12th and then class, I did my graduation and it's just moved to MBA, because that seems to be the most logical step today. But importantly, during this entire journey, I will urge all of you to break your own boundaries. If you are, whatever way, if you feel that you are introvert, try to break that boundary for yourself, because this is a place where nobody is going to judge you. Absolutely nobody is going to judge you. Probably when you walk into corporate, you will have that inhibition that, okay, some people are going to judge me, but here nobody is going to judge you. This is the place you're going to learn something which is very, very important for your entire career, personal life, everywhere. Just mingling with the people, making sure that you understand them. Don't overjudge individuals. Just try to make the most out of the interactions which you're guys doing. So human skills, absolutely important, because without that, in fact, in IT industry, it's all about human skills. Why? Because anybody, when you start, so first of all, obviously you have technical skills, but technical skills are your individual contributor. But moment you start going up the ladder, you have to handle people. You have to talk to people, different kind of individuals. They may or may not like the work. We still have to try and motivate them to make sure that they're able to finish the work. Right? You may or may not be able to motivate it. You may just be able to do the extraction of work. But over a period of time, you will learn. And I'm sure you must have all learned. You will all must be at a different level. Learn from yourself, learn from your peers, learn from your, co-workers, that this is one thing which you have to pick up. So, second point is about communicating. Now, communication is one thing which I feel that this is one place which is like, I will carry on the previous point, the innovation, right? Communicate. This is, if you're not going to communicate, it is not going to bridge the understanding or the misunderstanding. It can lead to least amount of communication. In fact, one of the important reasons of failures that have been enumerated in a lot of IT projects is this communication failure. It could be communication failure in any department. So, right? IT projects these days, and probably from the generation you guys have been growing, you've been hearing about that. There's, if you do not, I'm sure you all know the word about on-site, near-shore, all those things. Now, people working in that time zone, let's say US or Europe, if they just finish their work, and if we do not hand over things, and maybe it looks like very simple process, just training the information, right, can lead to failures of project. And it has happened. We've seen projects which have failed because the communication has not that been strong in those projects. Right? So, and where do we pick up this? We are picking up here. While you'll refine this in the organization world, but you are picking up all here. I mean, you all must, this is a journey, right? It is never a destination. All the skills which I'm talking about is always going to be journey for you. today, whatever you are, tomorrow you will be slightly better if you continue to, invest in yourself. This investment is absolutely important. Technical skills, this I'll touch upon additional. Now, this is the place where some of you would have done your technical sharpening of skills in college, but this is another place where you have to further technically make yourself better. See, technically, you may be lucky to land up in a product. So again, I'll take the IT worlds, and again I'll probably talk about the year which I passed out, 2004. It is where probably the IT was kind of started booming. And probably I'll share a very small story. So when in the college, when the placement came in July 2003, as I mentioned, I was studying in Indore. So at that point of time, when the organization TCS, in fact, I was in TCS at that point of time, when they came in, from the entire Indore, they picked up 10 people, entire organization, which included all the good colleges, all the big universities. And in January 2004, when they came up again, in my college still, they picked up 115 people. So that's where the boom started. Now, what happened was, these technical skill sets was required. Now, at that point of time, we were just starting to grow. I mean, when I say just starting, we have made our footing in the IT industry, and we were starting to blast. Now, there is a business cycle, and I'm sure the previous leaders or probably the other speakers or probably you would have read about it because you all have been preparing for MBA. The business cycles has got up and down, right? That point of time, it was blasting, right? 2004 started blasting. There's a down which came in. When we stand in 2025 today, right, there has been a competitive advantage which we've had. We are kind of plateauing to it. When I say we are plateauing to it, means we have reached a level from where we have an entire paradigm shift. A paradigm shift, not something which was happening earlier, but now the industry is changing in such a way that new technologies which are coming in. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised that you guys are also, if not, you guys are also going to undergo this new technology where your attendance is going to be marked using facial recognition. While we were, at our time, we were trying to do proxies, and we were successful in doing those proxies, but for you probably will be challenging. So nevertheless, those paradigm shift is happening in the industries, right? IT industry as well. Something called as AI, artificial intelligence, which is coming in. We thought initially, even as the professional, we thought that it will take time. It was buzzwords, and it will come and it will go. But now when we stand today, the Gartner hyper cycle shows that it was on top 2 years, 3 years back. If you would have heard about Gartner cycle, and from there onwards, it has come into mainstream. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to, nothing. It's not like things gonna become completely like we're gonna go out of work. No, not. We are getting aided. Our efficiency is increasing. So our technical skills is the foundation out here. Use this opportunity to learn whatever you're interested in. Nothing goes bad, nothing goes wrong. You may find there might be delay in terms of your journeys, but my 2004, when I got out, we had people in our college which were at different levels, engineering, right? Today I see they were toppers. There were people who were doing mediocre level. There were people who were okay, and the college was good. Today I find almost everybody, 99% of the people are doing extremely, extremely well. So you will find your footing is the main message I want to do. But what you have to be honest is to yourself. Based upon your own capabilities, try to make sure that you make most about your technical skills as well. Time management you'll learn from here for sure. I can vouch. After talking to your features, you'll learn. But do learn this. This is one skill which is going to be useful for you all the time. Time management. You as an MBA student and even in the corporate world, you'll have enough tasks in your plate. You'll have to learn to prioritize. Just learn to prioritize, which will happen. And adaptability is about the point which I was talking, not change which is happening. Think and look at your environment. Learn from your peers. If changes are happening, adapt to it. Don't think that, at least try and understand the changes which are coming and then take an informed decision. So these are the things which you will probably pick up all from here. And the other things, I'll leave leadership, conceptual, problem solving. Keep that in the back of your mind. They are going to happen over a period of time. But why are these 10 things, mentioned out here? These 10 things are mentioned out here because I feel that these 10 potential things will help you all around your life. If you keep building upon, think about it, just keep building upon it. So this is with respect to, this is with respect to what we can do as an MBA person, or when you're in an MBA, what all you should concentrate upon. One thing, and one of the question which while I was sitting when people were asking, what is one thing as a recruiter or as a IT professional or as a person when you go to the market, what you look at? I think you would have almost heard this answer almost unanimously everywhere. My answer was, and probably you would hear from multiple people, is attitude and aptitude to learn things. Flexibility to show that, okay, all of you will pick up something. We know that one moment we'll give you some task, you will be able to adapt to it. But you have to have that mindset to make sure that, you're going to pick this change. You will be able to absorb it and, learn for self. Now, I'll briefly touch upon, this, I'll not run through this entire thing, but I'll touch upon 2 points out here from the topics which I covered. So what are the different roles which are available in IT industry? Most of you would be knowing. And since I am being part of the package industry, or you could say the ERP industry, the enterprise resource planning industry, which has bloomed for a while, I'll talk very briefly upon that. For the simple reason that we will be interacting for the larger part of your curriculum out here, even as we are going to be partners in terms of helping you to train in that particular area. So here what you see is, I've tried giving, what I've tried to get is something which we showed, typically what you will have in the different phases of the project. Typical projects, IT projects runs. And you have different, irrespective of what you're doing, you'll have places for everything. You'll have people doing sales. If you see, last sales to delivery, so sales has happened. Even there are completely non-technical people who will work in the sales. They will understand the technology, but they will not understand the integrity. So there are people who are working on the sales. There are people who would be assisting the sales people. We call them the pre-sales folks. People who would not complete doing the hands-on, but they understand the overall solutioning, that how do they have to do the solutioning. Then the team consists, this is where probably the prepare foundation, and these are the phases where we would be engaging people from the engineering world, people doing development. But from the ERP side, I'm interested in looking at people who are doing MBAs, functional MBAs, because I am talking to business directly. From SAP world perspective, we have something called as functional consultants. We have got something called as technical consultants. All of you who are budding to be doing your MBAs are going to become potential candidates for me in my functional roles. And what are those functional people doing? Those functional people are talking to business, understanding the business. Now, I can talk about any domain. It could be any domain. Like, for example, while introduction that we talked about that I handle consumer product and retail services. So most of my projects, the way we have divided, are going to be from consumer product. For example, Coke, Coca-Cola, Kona, all these are big names which are going to be part of my work because they are into retail. Apple, Ingram, Micros, all this. So what we are trying to do, so we have different industries, but the interaction remains same. Somebody who understands the product, that is SAP or Oracle or any for that matter package, they understand the business process. So you will learn in your marketing, for example, how do you launch a product, right? That's a theoretical concept you will learn in your books. Out here you will implement it. So your theoretical knowledge gets married to the conceptual knowledge out here. You would know about the different principles, the Porter 5 rules and all, and you're going to implement these out here. So that's where the e-package industries comes. And your marketing people will help me in the sales and distribution module. There are finance people who can help me in making sure that the finance team is making the accounting right, the payments are happening right, the overall. So if there is a corporate finance flavor to it, from the perspective that the corporate finance will be responsible for making sure that your there's an investment that is being done in the right area. So treasury department is also there. So in summary, what I'm trying to mention is that in the ERP world, there is going to be place for everybody in from MBA world who is working. Just that your theoretical knowledge needs to be, married to the conceptual knowledge with the business. So that is where your role will come into picture out here with us. And that's very important, because we go to different types of colleges to get these functional people to lead this communication with the business. And what we are looking is the business knowledge, which you will pick it up, but it will, how does it help? MBA helps. Your MBA helps you to garner that theoretical knowledge, which will later on can be applied out here. So that's the important roles which I would target for you. Now, functional, as I mentioned, is functional in all areas. So there are multiple modules in SAP. So I'll not touch base upon it, but then high level, this is what we are going to cover. There are technical sides to it as well, but that's we can leave it. Now, before I actually go, I'll probably not take too much time out here. Probably we're already at 1:15. I'll try to wrap it up around 1:20. So before we go, I talked about there's going to be some journey in which we are going to engage. So what we are looking towards is, while I spoke very briefly about it, we have a good amount of presence in Pune. When I say we, Capgemini, and I'll touch upon it very, very briefly on about it, that what we are and where we are. And as part of that, we are starting a journey with the institute, with Balaji University, where we will be engaging with you. Some of you would be getting trained in the SAP world. The modules we know, and probably you would come to know in a different amount of time. Those people who will be getting trained will be interacting with us, and we'll be looking to engage and absorb you in the organizations. So that's an understanding which we are already starting with. So with that understanding, you would see many leaders like me coming over and talking to you. There will be more interactions which will be happening. So there's going to be continuous flow of our thought process, that what we are expecting and what you guys are doing, right? Just to make sure that our expectations and what you are learning is all, going in the right stream. So this is a great opportunity, something which we are already earmarked, and we know that, okay, and those individuals will also be, picked up early on to be engaged in the projects, to give them the real life, projects experience. So that's one thing which I wanted to bring to, everybody's know-how. So I'll not take too much time here. I just wanted to probably, give you not the business numbers, but just what we do in terms of Capgemini. How do we try and take care of things? So these numbers are okay. This is nothing to do with. This is something more for business perspective. But for you, what you're more interested is, now there's also a paradigm shift happening within our organization, where we are making sure that a lot of people are going to be working from India. Now, this is primarily a company which has been based out of, we have a good amount of people who are working out of India, people who have been, working in different countries. With currently, this number of employees, right, 175,000 employees, we are going to make sure that we are also expanding across not only this location, but other locations. So these 13 places we've already expanded, but you will continue to see expansion out here. So that's an opportunity that you would get from our side. Different things is okay. See, I think it's okay. So from Pune office perspective, we have 2 offices, and you'll be interested to know one is in Hinjwadi and the other one is in the Telwade campuses, and they are all like your colleges. Now we are too much delving into sustainability. All our campuses are 100% sustainable campuses. We use solar energy and all, just from the future perspective. From the employee wellness perspective, you will see, there are multiple. When you join the organization, you would see the recreation pools and centers and amphitheater. So the thought process out here is, when you join, right, we want you to feel get relaxed with all this, hard work which you've done in the MBA. We want you to make you feel relaxed and, take care. So we have good campuses like in terms of clubhouse, swimming pools, all this just from the perspective of making sure that, employees who are coming in can, relax out there. Similarly, like the Hinjwadi campus, we have Talwade campus, which is again a sustainable campus. In fact, a newly built. Very recently, in fact, yesterday, our CEO, which is global CEO, Aman, was out here, who officially inaugurated the new campus. Right, this is again state of art. Another advantageous position is that a good thing is which is happening is we've just completed 25 years. So this year is the 25th year of Indian operations, and it's going to be a big celebrations for us. So that's another thing which is happening out here. So you'll have all this. So apart from not only, so what we want the people who are joining us to relax as well as at the same point of contribute. So there are 7 values which we contribute, and fun is one of the value which we inculcate, and we take that fun seriously. So that's important, right? So I think you also take your fun seriously out here. You learn, but continue to enjoy. That's the most important thing. And I think the interactions which I've had right now with your India Dean has very strongly put me my thought process that you are all going to have a very, very good time. They don't want, the ideas, the thought process which I just interacted with him makes me believe that they're not looking for you only to work, right? They want to make you work, make a product which comes out for you, but with the fun, right? So enjoy your life. That's what is my main message. Keep your health very importantly. Some of you must be playing, and it's easy for you guys to dwell out thinking, okay, once you enter the corporate world, you will not be able to get time to play. Again, time management is very important. When I say time management, it is not only for corporates, it's for yourself. Take out time for yourself, time to relax, time to play. Continue to play whatever you're playing. Continue to pursue hobbies. That's always very good. That will help you to relax, and that will also to make sure that it will help you to your efficiency to come out. So we've been talking about those efficiency. Some cases are where when you're more relaxed, you will be able to be more efficient by default. Some work which you're finishing in probably continuously working for 10 hours, right? You may be able to finish in, let's say, 7 hours because you are working at a higher efficiency. So this is one thing which I personally will, vouch for all of you to do is make sure that you are keeping yourself fit and make sure that you're relaxing yourself. And continue your hobbies and continue to play your sports, which is happening, by the way, in the organization. But these are some state-of-art things which are happening in Pune in the organization. One important thing is our organization is not only IT industry. There are so much diverse. I have not shown that slide. In the first slide you would have seen it's got so much other things, right? We have smaller organizations within the group which are concentrating on consulting. There are engineering and R&D departments which we have, right? So the opportunity is immense. It's not only IT, but you can actually delve into 5 or 6 different streams which based upon your capability. That's it. I think these are some photographs which I would like you just to part way. That's all what I would like to cover before things which we are doing from sustainability perspective, some small things, but in the longer run, we want to make sure that we are giving to society, because that is one of the motto which we have as an organization. We just don't want to, continue to absorb the resources of the society. We want to give back the resources to the society. So that's one thing. So different sustainability programs will continue to happen. You have, I talked about solar campuses. You have EV, electric vehicle charging directly, given to you as an option, right? We want to obviously make people to travel. In fact, this is an initiative going on right now that we should do carpools amongst ourselves so that there is less number of carbon emission which we do. There is a manure composite which happens every year. Employees are allowed to take whatever amount of manure they want to take so that they can grow the plants the way was. So there are different things which are happening from sustainability perspective. Yeah. And I'd like to part on this slide before I open up for some questions which you would like to, because it's already 1:20. So these are different. You will do this in campus also here as well. While you've moved from here to other campus in our corporate, you will have the fun activity going on, sports activity going on, CSR activities going on. Okay. So on that note, on the note that, okay, learn, but keep your fun intact. Do the fun learning out here. Enjoy your time out here, and keep the bigger goal in your mind. Be more strategic. Don't be operational. Communicate amongst each other. Make sure that your communication goes to the next level, as well as keep your aptitude and attitude good. Keep building up technical skills, and your success will follow your route. Thank you so much.